Tsukasa is a normal college student who is going to college with her two friends. Tsukasa feels that someone is following her, but she ignores him and comes to college. Then at the metro station, Tsukasa sees the man again. On the way, Tsukasa's friend Akimura wants to confess his love to her, but he does not do so. Then Tsukasa sees the man standing in front of her. Akimura grabs Tsukasa's hand and starts taking her away from the man. He brings her to a secluded place. Akimura suddenly hugs Tsukasa, but Tsukasa pushes him away. Then that man comes and pulls Tsukasa away from Akimura. He then shows his blood to Akimura, which causes Akimura's eyes to turn red. That man accuses Akimura of killing 3 girls by sucking their blood. The man pushes Tsukasa to the ground, then punches Akimura. Akimura stands up and tries to touch Tsukasa, but the man injects him with an anesthetic. Then the man informs his team about Akimura, and Tsukasa learns his name is Anze, and he is a cop. Tsukasa hurts her leg, so Anze picks her up and helps her go home. After reaching home, Anze sees blood on Tsukasa's mouth. He loses control and starts sucking the blood from Tsukasa's mouth, and his eyes also turn red. Anze then controls himself by injecting himself in his leg, and the dark circles on his face also disappear. As Tsukasa beats Anze for his action, Anze reveals he is a half-vampire. Then he leaves from there. Next day, Tsukasa keeps thinking about last night's incident with Anze. Then she removes the curtain and sees Anze standing on the balcony. When Anze makes fun of Tsukasa's thin body, Tsukasa starts hitting him. Then Anze gets a call to capture a vampire, and he goes to capture him. But he forgets his wallet, and Tsukasa goes after him to return it. When Anze approaches the vampire tells him her story. She lived happily with her human husband, but one day her husband asked her to suck the blood from his bloody finger. But she lost control over herself, and killed her husband with a knife and started sucking his blood. The vampire then becomes unconscious and Anze arrests her. Then Anze comes back to meet Tsukasa. Tsukasa invites him to her house for a hot pot tomorrow. Anze asks her to meet him near the college to help her buy ingredients. Next day, Tsukasa comes to Professor's house to return a book. The professor forcefully calls her inside the house. He then tries to force himself on Tsukasa, but Tsukasa injures her hand with the cup to stop him. Despite this, the professor continues to force himself on her. Then Anze comes there, and he loses control. He starts mercilessly beating the professor. Tsukasa begs Anze to stop. Then Anze covers her with his jacket and leaves the room. After this incident, Anze did not come to meet Tsukasa for 2 weeks. Then one night he came to meet her. Tsukasa was also awake. Tsukasa is haunted by nightmares about the professor, so Anze embraces her. The next day, Tsukasa is returning from shopping for hot pot, when a man bumps into her and her vegetables fall on the ground. The man picks up the vegetables and gives them to Tsukasa. Then he leaves from there. Then Kanzai comes there, and both of them start walking towards home. Then they make a hot pot. News comes on TV that a person has killed someone and ran away. Anze suspects that the murder was committed by the same man who bumped into her. Just then they hear a sound from the balcony. When Anze removes the curtain, that man is present there. Anze calls his team to arrest him, but they tell him that they have already caught the murderer. He was hiding because he could be easily suspected for murder because he is a vampire. Then Anze calls his team and hands the man over to them. Tsukasa starts crying out of jealousy after seeing Anze's beautiful team member Jill. So Anze takes Tsukasa inside the house and then hugs her lovingly. Tsukasa becomes weak from fever, so Anze puts her to bed. Then Anze comes out and injects himself with sedatives. Later in the bar, Anze's chief warns him about a serial killer who is targeting vampires. The next day Anze comes to meet Tsukasa, and he suddenly kisses her. As he begins to express his love, suddenly he is shot in the shoulder. Then another bullet breaks the window glass and the glass hits Tsukasa near her eye. Seeing the blood, Anze starts crying in anger, then he goes after the girl who injured his girlfriend. But the girl shoots him and he gets injured badly. Then a half-vampire named Lee pulls him up. Lee feeds Enze human blood from his bottle, and Enze's wound begins to heal. But he goes out of control and tries to kill Lee. And both of them start fighting with each other. Meanwhile, Tsukasa starts searching for Enze with his teammates. They are aware that Enze has lost control of himself. Meanwhile, Enze comes back to fight the sniper girl, and he attacks her. Then the girl's partner hits Enze with a car. But Enze stands up again and goes after the sniper girl. Meanwhile, Tsukasa also reaches there and Enze also catches the girl. Then Lee removes him from the sniper girl. That girl's companion fires a bazooka at both of them, but they survive. Then Enze's team member Jill arrives there, and she tries to stop Enze, but Enze Esali defeats her. Tsukasa then runs towards Enze to stop him. Enze is about to attack her when Lee hits him and makes him unconscious. The Enze is then injected with an anesthetic. The sniper girl runs away with her partner, and Lee also runs away from there. 2 weeks pass after this incident, but Enze does not come to meet Tsukasa. So Tsukasa comes to the same place to search for him, where she finds Lee. Tsukasa tells him that she has not seen Enze for 2 weeks. So Lee wants to help Tsukasa find Enze. Then both of them start searching for him in the city. A live broadcast is going on in the city, then a man slits the TV anchor's neck, causing a vampire to lose control of himself and start sucking her blood on live TV. Seeing this on TV, Jill also loses control of herself, but Enze controls her. He does not lose control because of his new glasses. Then Enze sees Tsukasa in the crowd. Many vampires start losing control of themselves. So Lee leaves Tsukasa at a place, then he goes to stop the vampires. Then a vampire attacks Tsukasa, and Tsukasa tries to run away. Then Enze comes there and hits the vampire hard, and then he takes Tsukasa somewhere safe. Enze wants to go away from Tsukasa after seeing her injury, but Tsukasa stops him. So Enze asks her to inject him with sedatives. Then Tsukasa hugs him and kisses his neck. Then Enze removes his mask and is about to kiss Tsukasa, but he stops when they hear gunshots. Tsukasa then confesses her love to Enze. Then they hear the sound of some people coming, and they hide from them. Suddenly Enze starts falling down, but Lee catches him. The police manage to control the situation. Then Enze brings both of them to meet his team. Enze leaves them there and goes out with the doctor. He asks the doctor about sex between vampire and human. Then Tsukasa comes there, and the doctor leaves them alone. Tsukasa asks Enze to drink some of her blood every day so he can develop blood tolerance like Lee. Enze thinks Lee is brainwashing her, so he beats him, but Lee tries to convince him to drink the blood. Later, Tsukasa brought food for Enze but asked her to leave it outside. When Enze came to return the utensils, Tsukasa was sleeping on the couch. Enze takes her to her room. The next day, Enze peeks out the window and sees the vampire named Oreo hiding from a man with a gun. Enze goes to save him, and Lee also joins him. The man finds him, and then Lee and Enze arrive there. Enze's mask breaks in the fight, but he manages to control him. Then the chief also reaches there. He tells them that Oreo has seen the person who killed the TV anchor that day. Then they take Oreo to the bar. On the way they meet Tsukasa and the doctor. Oreo has seen a man who threw the slasher of that TV anchor from a building. Then the Enze goes away from there until his bloodlust is quenched. They bring Oreo to the hospital. Then the sniper girl comes down from the hospital and takes Tsukasa hostage. Friends, the story is quite interesting, and the sniper girl has also taken Tsukasa hostage. Now what will happen next? Will she kill him, or will it be something else? If you also want to know this, then definitely watch the next part.